Hello and welcome to another extension of Career Diaries. And in the last episode, we talked about, we discussed a few questions that you sent us, which we were not able to answer in that episode. And in this video, we will be discussing furthermore on those questions that you sent us.
Uh, so here also a similar question. How could you give give some examples of the keywords that attract at first sight? Some keywords that attract the
This will depend upon you, your experience, your educational qualifications.
okay.
Every company, when they float a particular job mandate, a job description, so there are going to be certain things that they will be looking for in an employee. For example, if you take a company which is looking for an accountant, they will specify in the job description they are looking for a person maybe who's certified in SAP, SD module or SAP module, or somebody with extra additional qualification of say any kind of software, or anybody who knows only Tally 9. Now these become the keywords that should basically come in your resume. So your resume will be customized according to the job that you're applying for. But please do not fudge. If you
Yes.
actually have those qualifications, then only you mention it in your resume, and those they become the keywords that the recruiter will catch when they scan your CV.
Yes. Yes. So don't lie, guys. Okay.
Don't lie,
Uh,
please.
Next is how do I list my training skills on my resume? Training skills.
uh, just put up a separate column like you would for your school scholastic record or educational details.
Yes.
Put a separate column for your trainings and accreditations, and under that you can list. Again in reverse chronology, but
Reverse chronology.
yeah, the most recent comes up on top, and the first one comes down on the bottom.
And next is any achievements will help to get job when we include NCC? NCC achievements. Will it help?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? See, the thing is that when, as a recruiter or even as a company representative, when I get a resume which says that this candidate has been an NCC cadet, the first thing that strikes me is that this girl or this boy already checks, 9 or 10 things that I need in a prospective employee. I know that this person is going to work well in teams already because he's come from the NCC background. I know he'll be punctual and dedicated. I know that this person will take well to reporting. He will report on time, he will report well to superiors, and he will also be able to take reporting from others. I know that I may throw whatever kind of situations at him, and this person is not going to be faced because this NCC cadet would be used to handling such things. He is used to working with multicultural teams, used to traveling a lot. So these are the kind of things which immediately, as a recruiter, I latch on to. The minute I see an NCC resume, I would say if the person is fond of traveling, they would be very suitable for a job in sales or marketing or any other such field wherein they need to represent the company in different regions.
Rightly said, ma'am. And the next question is how to show leadership qualities in the resume.
Uh, See, leadership qualities in resume you can show by citing examples of activities in which you have taken charge. For example, आप कभी school में, now when I mean school, I mean class 10th and 12th only on the resume. School में या college में, were you ever the class representative? या जैसे हम school में बोलते थे ना monitor. Or were you ever a house captain or a school captain? That's leadership. Were you ever a committee lead during your schooling or college years? We have these various committees, like you've got the editorial committee, you've got the cultural committee, different committees in schools and colleges. Were you ever in any leadership position there? Even if you were not in a leadership position, were you second in command or maybe even third in command, and you helped the leader do something, or kind of organize an event? Those are the kind of leadership skills that I'm looking for. Anything which shows me as a prospective employer that you will be able to take initiative. That's what an employer will look for.
Yes, ma'am. So जो भी आपको opportunities मिलती हैं lead करने की, don't lose on that opportunities and
Yes.
grab on them. and अपने resume में उसको अच्छे से लिखिए. The next question is, every job profile demands different qualities, but what are some of the common
Yes.
qualities demanded in most of the professions?
Some of the common ones I would say is, firstly, the person needs to be an effective communicator. Be it in Hindi or in English, the person needs to be able to succinctly put what they are saying in a clear and concise manner. That is what is most appreciated in any job. घुमा फिरा करके जो लोग बात करते हैं, एक बात को करने के लिए चार सेंटेंस यूज करेंगे एक सेंटेंस के लिए, those kinds of people are not really needed by any organization. So that's the first thing they look for. The second most important thing that companies look for nowadays are your team team management or team working capabilities. How cohesively will you be able to work in a cross functional or a multifunctional team? क्योंकि आजकल ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आप महाराष्ट्र में काम कर रहे हैं तो आपको सिर्फ महाराष्ट्रियंस के साथ ही काम करने को मिलेगा. I mean, it is not like that. So how well would you how well you're able to integrate yourself in such kinds of teams? Are you a very rigid person? Do you have a rigid stance, or are you able to adapt quickly? So what kind of initiative do I see, that certain drive in you, that eagerness that, yes, I want to do this. Okay, no problem. I don't know this. I will learn. Is that eagerness evident? So these are some of the most important characteristics that a person needs to have.
So first is communication, second is, initiative, third is teamwork, and
yes.
So basically these three qualities.
The eagerness to take on any
eagerness to learn, and take on any task like initiative. Yes. So the next question is, should I put online courses on my CV?
Online courses, okay. If it is an online course which gave you a proper certification, you sat for a proper exam and then gained that certification, then I would recommend you put it, but only and if only it will add value to your candidature with respect to the job that you're applying for. तो जिस नौकरी के लिए, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप एक सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग या एडवर्टाइजिंग एग्जीक्यूटिव की जॉब के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हैं और आपका जो सर्टिफिकेशन है वो अकाउंट्स टैली 9 का है, सो इट रियली इज नॉट गोइंग टू मेक एनी डिफरेंस. यू आर ओनली एडिंग वर्ड्स टू योर रेज्यूमे व्हिच नोबडी इज गोइंग टू रीड. So unless it is adding value to the with respect to the job you're applying for, don't add it.
मैम ये मेरा पर्सनल क्वेश्चन है इसमें कि जैसे वो हमारी फील्ड का नहीं है, बट इट विल शो इन सम वे दैट वी आर आल्सो इक्विप्ड इन दैट थिंग. Will it add on to the multitasking factor of the?
It will. But the thing is, for example, there are some jobs which are very specific. Like I said, maybe an advertising executive. In that case, it won't help.
Yes.
But if you're applying for a fresher's job, sure that it is, like I said, you should have sat for an exam. आप actually qualified होने चाहिए. क्योंकि आजकल ऑनलाइन डिग्री और ऑनलाइन ये सब चीजें लेना सर्टिफिकेशन सबसे आसान है. मतलब you just have to pay a fees and you get a certificate कि आपने ये पास कर लिया है.
So next question here, ma'am, is that a fresher usually the fresher, I think it's a repetitive question, that the only achievements as a fresher has is to participate in the competitions. So should that be mentioned in the resume if the fresher has won some competition?
If it is quantifiable, then only mention it. The fact that if I get as a prospective employer, if I get a resume जिसमें कि आपने achievements का इतना बड़ा column लिखा हुआ है और उसमें हर जगह पे सिर्फ यही लिखा आ रहा है कि I participated in this, I participated in that. How is that helping you?
Yeah.
मतलब all I can see as a prospective employer is the fact कि आप participate ही करते आए हो, आप जीते कभी कुछ नहीं हो. तो मतलब आप इतना participate करने के बाद भी what did you learn out of it? So इसलिए if it is quantifiable, then only mention it.
Yes. So if I am, next question is, if I'm writing my resume for the post of an accountant, then in which heading I can write that I was NCC cadet and participated in national camp?
Do you mean that which heading, as in the objective statement, you mean this?
Yes, like under which strengths, achievements, or objective, or under what heading?
No, I would say when you're writing the objective, you should definitely mention that you were in the NCC. But the fact is कि आपका objective statement जो होता है, prospective recruiter की नज़र सबसे पहले उस पर पड़ेगी. If you're applying for an accountant's job, it would be much better that you tell me, as you know, if I am the prospective employer, you tell me how, as an accountant, you'll add value. So you can add the NCC part. You can mention but make sure you mention it in the third or fourth line of your objective. उसके पहले आपको ये बताना पड़ेगा whether you have any qualification maybe in Tally, or you know Navision software, or you know like SAP software or any other kind of accounting packages. Have you worked on them? Have you had any kind of training in which you did you studied balance sheets or balanced balance sheets? You have profit and loss work accounting knowledge. तो ये सारी चीजें पहले focus करिए. But yes, NCC का जो fact है, that should definitely be mentioned.
और जो कैंप किया है, कुछ भी किया है, उसको we should put under achievements column.
Yes, achievements से ज़्यादा I would say it would come under trainings, your trainings and certifications. Yeah,
Okay.
because
The camps,
NCC is a
national
training. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It would come under your certifications, and it is a very major strength for any NCC candidate to have.
Next is also the same, like if we give in our own handwriting so that HR will know what we actually are. Do HR
No,
really read
absolutely.
handwriting? Do they do handwriting
they don't.
analysis? They don't.
No, they don't. They don't.
So next question is this: which are the government jobs where I'll need to carry my resume?
See, as a prospective candidate seeking a job, I would say you need to carry your resume everywhere.
Everywhere,
But
yes.
some government sites, they say कि आपको online अपना resume जो होता है fill in करने होते हैं details. You know, they have these columns which you need to fill in, and they don't. I mean, that's the printout that they'll keep in front of them. But I still recommend that you should carry a copy of your resume if you're appearing for an interview.
It's like a advertisement of yourself, right? This is me.
Exactly. It's a personal statement. So why not make the most out of it?
Yes. So next is, can I mention those accomplishments and skills for which I do not have certificates?
Oh my God, no. No, absolutely not. Please mention only that which you have a valid certification for, or which you've studied or gained some kind of experience in. So don't fib, don't fudge, don't give any incorrect information on your resume, because even if you make it through the screening round, resume screening round, you eventually have to go in for a face-to-face interview, and the HR person would be able to catch you.
Okay. And ma'am, sometimes happens that we've lost that certificate or we don't have that certificate, but we have done that thing. Should we mention it in our resume?
That you can mention, and you can always tell them at that stage, in case you're queried about it, you can always answer that I've lost the certificate and I've applied for a duplicate certificate, but it is taking time to come. But yes, I have done this.
So you can ask me throw any question to me, I'll answer any question.
Exactly. Exactly.
So next question is, what is the best format of a resume? For a resume, what's the best format?
See, like I said at the beginning, a resume should be 1 page for a fresher, and ideally speaking, for a person with experience, it should be 2 and maximum 3 pages, not more than that. As far as the format is concerned, it should always be written in a reverse chronological order. So at the very top should come your name, your phone number, your email ID. If you want to put a photograph of yourself, you can put that. I sometimes recommend candidates do that, but please make sure it's a professionally clicked photograph. मतलब आप बीच पे खड़े हैं वहाँ सेल्फी लिया है या इस तरीके का कोई फोटोग्राफ खींचना चाहे, because we get a lot of candidates who put that कि फोटो ही तो दिखानी है, शक्ल ही तो दिखानी है. It's not that. You're selling your candidature, you're selling your professionalism to a prospective client. So the photograph needs to be professional. So that can come. Under that comes your objective statement. Now after that, as an HR recruiter, I get thousands of resumes. So I'm just going to scan through it very quickly, the resume that you have sent me. You have about 6 to 7 to 10 seconds of my undivided attention. So आपका जो resume का ऊपर का half हिस्सा है, your objective statement should be impactful. Put your achievements, your accreditations, any kind of trainings which you think will impact you getting this job. Your achievements, if you have work experience, I would say put down your quantifiable achievements. What were the targets that you achieved for your company? How did you help the company grow their business from point A to point B? So it was this crores when I joined, and this is how I took it to these many crores. So those kinds of quantifiable achievements, put them there. The minute I see that, that is enough to suck me in, and I'm like, okay, this guy sounds, this guy or girl, they sound like they have an impressive resume and they would have good work, so let me read further. But agar aapne wahi mera interest lose kar diya, so I will not even bother to go through the entire resume.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and this is another part of the extension of Cadet Diaries. So stay tuned for the next part, in which we will be answering some more questions regarding resume.